What do you get from your relationship with Canongate? How do you find them as a publisher?
Wonderful, absolutely brilliant. I mean, when I went to Canongate, of course, it was short stories, and it was a complete gamble, really, because most publishers will not publish short stories when the writer is unknown. But like I say, Jamie had known some of my stories and decided that because they'd done it with Michelle Faber and Laura Hurd, and because he'd seen a bit of the beginning of the novel and he wanted to put that, to see how that would work, that was what he did. So really, I mean, they published the short stories and then they published Budada, and again, although I said writing a play was very collaborative, but actually producing a book is very collaborative, because the people who produce the book, who publish it, who put it out there, who try and get it reviewed, who try and get all these things done, who they're really passionate about what they do, and they do it really well, and it makes a huge difference. So I found them really great. I think the thing about Canongate is that there's a real vision about what they publish. You don't necessarily always, I don't necessarily like every book that they publish, but I think that there's a reason for it, and every book that they publish has got some kind of interest to it, and it's got some kind of integrity, I think is probably the word I'm searching for. So I'm really proud to be published by Canongate, indeed.
And what next for Anne Donovan, now that Being Emily is on stocks and ready to be launched? What have you got planned?
Well, I mean, I don't know what it'll be like this year, but I mean, usually at the time when the book comes out, obviously there's readings and things like that, so I mean that's something that will take some time, because I think one of the things that I always feel that I can do to help the book along is to read, because it is in Scots, and if I read out loud and do readings, I think it's easier for folk to kind of get into the book. So obviously I'll be doing quite a bit of that, but I think the thing that I most want to do in terms of writing just now is just to do some more short stories. I've got a few things that are kind of floating about in the back burner, and I think that I would like to settle into doing that without thinking about another novel. And actually, from my previous experience with them, that's how it's been anyway, so something might just move. I don't know. There's also been some talk about Budada getting made into a play, which might be quite nice too. So, there's always these things that you're not consciously aware of, but it's certain, and you leave them to the people that are away sorting these things out. But it would be nice if that happened as well, because it gives it another lease of life. But I suppose I'll be looking forward to having the new one out and see how things go.
I think in the past there's been talk about Budada making it either to the small screen or the large screen. Is that in abeyance at the moment as these things are
still on the back burner? I think it's still going on. I mean, there are still plans afoot, and I think a different company is now taking it up, and but there are promising sounds happening, so, and good people involved in it, so I'm hoping that eventually might happen. But I think you want to be very philosophical about all these things. The world of film is a very, lots of things that almost make it and don't, and lots of things that people think, oh, wouldn't that make a great film or a great TV programme or something, and for various reasons they don't happen. So I think in a way that's what's quite nice about novels. You do have that level of control that, if it's going to be published, it will get published, and that's it. So which is quite nice.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. That's absolutely brilliant. That's been fascinating for me, and hopefully for anybody that watches the final video as well. Thanks so much.